Organized by,
Sorry.
is it organized by Johnny Byer?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
And Doug Parsons.
yeah. I mean, it's the Banjo Museum that organizes it. The museum puts on the Hall of Fame. They're the ones that vote on who's going in. For instance, a few years ago, Mike Gentry got voted into it.
Joel's in it.
Wow.
Say
I
what?
was,
Joel's in it.
Yeah,
yeah, I was part of the band that when Joel got inducted. And he shows up, we're out there playing and he takes his pants off and he's got a Speedo, Captain America bathing suit. And I used to work with Johnny in Orlando here. Johnny was just so embarrassed. Holy shit, all these old ladies embarrassed. And I guess he didn't know Joel very well because Joel didn't apologize.
Yeah.
he did that when we played down in Clearwater. Remember that? The same thing, Chris and Snake. Remember he did it in
Yeah.
Clearwater at Sarasota.
Bam.
And what was it? The jazz festival down there.
Yeah,
Jones thing, Suncoast.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Then he took us over to Neil DeFeo's place. And
Yeah,
that was something.
Yeah, that was something.
Yeah, I have a video of a little jam
Yeah.
session down at Neil's
Yeah.
that I posted in the past. That was
Right.
fun.
Right. What'd you say there, Gim?
Again,
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Hey, Jim.
All is well?
Gim, I was just telling the guys that Danny Rubio is at the Hall of Fame, Banjo Hall of Fame celebration right now as we speak.
Yeah, they have a big do this week. Yeah.
And I'll tell you that about 15 minutes ago, he sent me a video clip. He says, I'm having a ball. I'm playing with Eddie Erickson, Lee Floyd, Doug Maddox, Bill Dendel, Johnny Byer, all at the same time. Can you imagine that?
Goodness gracious. Oh, my
Amazing.
Lord.
Amazing.
I said, I'd like to be there, hear a little bit of it, but because I'm sure it'd be amazing. But you know what? 100 courses of Old Lady Be Good would be a little bit too much.
yeah.
Or,
One time we were at one of those banjo conventions. Danny and I were sitting at the bar, and they were doing some amazing stuff. Buddy Walker was there, and they were playing.
Oh, boy. Ooh.
They were playing some amazing stuff. I said, Danny, that's fucking amazing. He said, yeah. He says, you put that at Fritzl's where you work on Bourbon Street, in about 20 minutes will empty the place.
Right.
It's true.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, it would empty the place, but it was amazing. that was in St. Louis. I don't know if any of y'all were there for that, St. Louis.
No.
any of you guys remember Buck Kelly?
Sure, he was one of that crew. He was like just like the guys I was mentioning just now.
Yep.
He and I and a piano player played in the whorehouse downtown Denver.
What'd they pay you with?
Money this time. Yeah. You should have seen it. You didn't want to call.
yeah.
No, we didn't take it out and trade.
Did, okay.
But
Play
Buck-
for Chips.
Kelly was one of those top-notch players. But I tell you what, I was listening to it, and by the way, they have live concerts from this Banjo Hall of Fame. So tonight is the awards banquet, and they do the awards and the video clips of the nominees, stuff, or inductees. But what to say?
God bless you.
Last night they have, on Facebook, they have live concerts from it. In other words, the concerts, they're on Facebook, so I watched them. That guy Eddie Erickson, Gim, you ever heard of him?
I know him very well. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
We played together a couple of times.
He's a fabulous player.
Yeah,
He
he was
plays
out
a
of
bit- He's got a whole different approach to this thing. He plays plays this. Did he do the Maple Leaf Rag?
No, he did.
No.
He did The Entertainer, and it was like nothing I've ever heard.
Okay.
But it was great. It was great. But he has a different approach. And what I like, I mean, he's got the technique out of his ass for sure, like all of them do.
Oh, yeah.
Some of his ideas are really unique.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, I was
Okay.
watching, Bill Dendle and Eddie Erickson joined us one time up in Boulder, Colorado, our regular band. And I heard him play Flight of the Bumblebee.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, those guys are good. They really are. That guy Eddie Erickson, he might be my favorite now. You know?
Yeah, he was out of Disney for
He's
ages.
Eddie's a great entertainer as well. He's a very funny
Right.
guy. Does
Funny
funny
guy,
songs.
good singer,
Yeah.
good voice. I mean, and I've been having his recordings for years, for 20 years. But last night I was watching him, I said, man, he might be the tops in my book, in my personal book, you know. Beauty's in the eyes of the beholder, but in my
for
personal
sure.
book.
Oh, I think about technical view, probably Buddy Walker's got the nod. Buddy's got my nod, but my personal favorite is Eddie. You're right.
Right.
He had some medical issues not too long ago.
That's what I heard.
Jim? Jim, is that right?
I know I heard that. He had medical
I don't know.
issues. Peter, you played with Eddie at Disney, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, he had a trio on the Empress Lily. Great. It was banjo, bass, and Dave Tobiasen Dave Tobiasen on piano.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And everybody I know tells me that he's a sweetheart of a guy. So
Yes,
Oh,
he
yeah.
is.
He's a nice guy.
So Danny's over there as we speak. Right now, they're having this huge jam session with all these freaking giants. I'd like to be there. I'd like to be there for about 20 minutes, and then I don't think I can take any more of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Barry, do you do much work with Lee Floyd?
Not with him, but sometimes if he can't make a job, he'll call me or I'll call him, you know, and we see each other quite often. He plays at Fritzl's too, the matinee, and I play there at night. So we run, we see each other, you know.
He was
He-
not well
he's-
liked at Disney.
He's a what?
He was not well liked at Disney.
Well, and he's a wonderful, wonderful player. But sometimes he gets in trouble with his personality, I guess. I never had any problems with him at all. But, sometimes that happens,
Yeah,
I've met the man, but we don't know each other, but we've met. We met out in Sacramento a couple of years ago, and he was playing. We had a nice chat, but that's about the extent of it. I do love his playing. He's very good at it.
He's a
very-
monster.
he's
He's
very
a
good.
monster,
He's very good, but I've heard stories about his personality, but I've never experienced anything.
Yeah, and to me, he's as nice as can be and all that. And I'm nice to him and I like the guy and all that. And I think he's an asset to the banjo community for sure.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely right.
But yeah, some people have some problems with him. I'm not one of them, but some people do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I guess one reason is I never have to work with him.
yeah,
Yeah.
you got that right, Barry.
Yeah, I found this old article in the Mustache Nose. I had a copy of it, and it
Oh, yeah, I
had
remember.
the
from
Brussels Club. Yeah, it had a nice little article about it. This was in 1971.
That's
Bill,
pretty neat.
that's not you on the left of the second row, is it?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I was not in
Yeah.
Brussels. Yeah,
Yeah.
Looks like
Kinda
it.
looks-
yeah,
Look at the accordion player.
Wow.
yeah.
I wonder how "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" sounds on accordion.
Like everything else on the
Yeah.
accordion.
Yeah.
Yeah. To take me out to the ball game, Lady of Spain. So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
It was a fun club.
I don't
Yeah.
recognize anybody in there besides Joel.
Yeah, and Joel isn't even playing, so that's weird.
Visiting dignitary, yeah.
He isn't wearing his Speedo either. Who all
No.
played in the, Mike, Gim, didn't you say you played in Brussels?
No, never was there, no.
Snake did and Mike Gentry did.
Snake and Mike. Okay, yeah, there's a couple people I remember mentioned they played there. Yeah.
Look, is that how you say clap along in Belgium?
Yep, that's it.
No, that's a literal translation. You would never say that quite that way. I don't think any of the local boys did that translation.
Yeah.
So Mike Johnson's trying to get in, but
I've got you guys, but let's see. Let me try this.
we can
Hey,
hear
Mike.
you.
Hey, Mike,
Hey, there you are.
Mike,
put that picture up again, Mike. Open up Belgium.
Oh, okay, let me get it back up again.
That
Mike,
Mike
we
see.
got a picture
Now this-
for you, Mike.
This has the whole article about it on there too. About the Brussels Club.
You recognize anybody, Mike?
Yeah, the guy on accordion, he was from France. His name was Maurice, and he didn't speak English. I can't really see the others.
You can't make that bigger.
Yeah,
Pinch it
yeah.
out.
Let me get the other picture up a second. Okay.
The bigger shot, yeah.
So anyway, hi guys, haven't seen you for a while.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, we
Oh,
did you.
thank you.
We thought you sold us out.
I was sick for a couple of months with a bad pancreatitis thing.
We were saying last week that Mike Johnson threw us under the bus.
No.
Yeah, that's what we thought.
I hope he's feeling better.
Yeah.
Well, I am, but not 100%, but I've lost about 30 pounds through it. So
Oh,
it's
wow.
a blessing in disguise because I needed to lose that real bad.
There it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
I
they
don't
must have
know.
hired. Yeah.
I don't know who any of those guys are really. Trombone player was probably a guy named Jean-Pierre, the French Belgian that we couldn't, when the club opened, we couldn't find a tuba player in the whole of Belgium.
Full of
Well, I
Belgians.
left there about 3 days after it opened, so I don't know most of those guys.
It seemed like you would have had to go like to Germany to get an Oompa guide for the tuba, huh?
Or I would have gotten a tub bass.
Yeah, that's not what Joel wanted, so we settled for this.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And that
How
guy
long did
Maurice didn't want to come to work there at first because he thought we were all too crazy for him, but he came to work there, and I don't know how long he stayed. Oh, Harry Black should be in there somewhere.
yeah,
He was the first banjo player. He should be in there somewhere.
I
Yeah.
don't see him.
You may be hiding behind the top along.
He's probably in the back on the far left behind those two guys. That
Who's the
kinda
guy
looks-
with the
that's-
suit?
That's Harry. That's his hair, and the banjo in between the two guys on the far left.
Oh, yeah.
But who's the guy with the suit and a boutonniere on? He looks like the president of Belgium.
That's Joel, isn't it?
That's Joel. Yeah, that's
The
Joel.
suit?
Joel.
Joel. Sure,
That's not Joel?
it is Joel. Sure it
It is
is.
Joel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know
Look at the
that.
people in the audience. The guys were wearing suits.
It's because he's got his
Okay.
pants on, Barry. You don't recognize
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah, that was in one of our, in fact, I'm gonna scan the whole thing. It's in your father's mustache knows, which was the little publication we had.
Right.
And they had this article in it. So I just decided I'm gonna scan the whole thing and put it up. Anybody can download it, because it has a nice little article. It kind of describes a little bit about the club and all that.
Cool.
Whoever has this Brussels thing that was just up there, can you email that to me, please?
Sure. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm gonna scan the whole
Okay.
issue because there's a long article about it too.
Okay, cool.
And
it was just a
yes,
little, about a half a block off the Grand Plaza. Remember, Mike?
yeah. Yeah.
Nick, were
something
you and
else.
Mike up there at the same time or different times?
Never.
Different.
No, I was out there 6 months on a regular work job. We converted an accounting system from outhouse to in-house. Then I discovered that Gentry was down there and the mustache and got in with him.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, something else that Mustache Knows has in it. It says like the schedule of the Mustache band, out things. Because I wasn't familiar with Lake Compounds, but they had it in here too, and all the schedule for the show band, I guess, was all.
Yeah, it looks like the
Yeah.
show band schedule in
And, Jeff
1971.
Holzwein,
Yeah,
yeah, that was,
Yeah.
it had like the world's or the country's oldest wooden roller coaster.
wooden roller coaster. Yeah, Lake
And we would
Compounds.
ride that damn thing the whole break of every set, over and over
You
and
don't
over.
remember
and
Jeff
over.
talking about that every time he came on?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
And the drunkards that would come in to watch us were just, they were
There we
just
go.
razzing,
There it
oh
is.
yeah.
Look at that.
there it is.
Yeah, Jeff and John Murata like telling that story.
Yeah,
Well,
Jeff told me,
okay.
I think every time he was on.
Every time he
That's
was on.
Roller coaster, yeah.
Yeah, the old wooden roller coaster.
Where's that?
We,
Compounds, New Jersey, Connecticut.
Lake
Right.
Compounds, yeah. And he said that the band could ride free as many times as they wanted to, so they
Yeah.
did.
You say the band was a little up and down?
Yeah, a rickety maybe, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember a great outside job that we did upstate New York at a ski resort. And
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, I remember that. I remember those. Weekends in the Catskills, right? Yeah.
yeah. And one of the times that we were staying up there, because I just loved it because it was a Hunter Mountain
That's right.
was the name of the resort. And
Wow.
they used to have different entertainment up there. And one time while we were up there, Patty Page was there as one of the other entertainers. And, we'd sit around and have
Sure.
breakfast in the morning, have a chance to meet Patty Page.
Wow.
I thought it was
Pretty
great.
neat.
Yeah.
That was good.
So Roger's trying to get on.
Come on, Roger.
Roger, turn
All
your
right.
camera on.
Turn your camera on.
Well, we talked before about no pictures of the front of your father's mustache in New Orleans. And today I was trying to go through some pictures just to show people.
Yeah,
Can you
that
see
was
the
it.
front?
Yeah, that's the front.
That's the front of it.
That's a good picture too. I like the
Yeah.
lighting in the picture.
Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like out of a newspaper or something. I
it
mean, the way
does.
that
See the screen.
And I
Yeah.
wonder what happened to that sign.
the father's mustache sign.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah.
I'd like
That
to
was
have
before-
that sign.
That was before Clarity. There was something else over where Clarity was.
Andy's.
Andy's.
Andy.
Used to be the intellect. How do I get in here?
Oh, the intellect. I see you, Roger. I see your iPad. I don't see your face though.
Where's my face? Shit. My shit face?
Oh, we can hear you, Roger.
You have a little place. You have a
That's
place
good
where
enough.
you have a little place that says start video. Look on your
On the
thing. and see it.
iPad today. How do I put
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
picture
On
on?
the
Somewhere
bottom
around the
somewhere.
edge, there should be a camera with a,
It
red
says start
line.
video.
It'll be up at the top. It says start video.
At the
Or
top?
it's at,
Yeah.
or it's at the lower
I'm-
left.
I'm on an
Yeah,
iPad today.
Mine's at the lower left. It says start video.
What'd I do? Did it?
Tap
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Still
just
the same. Where's my picture? Shit, man. I like to be seen.
An iPad.
it could have an automatic filter on that says you're too ugly. But
Call your grandkid. Call your grandkid. He'll show you.
Hi, David.
yeah.
Roger. I can't find myself.
Come on, we know you're there.
I see in the left-hand corner, it says Roger's iPad.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right.
I
You
don't know.
don't see it.
somewhere
It's
around
not-
the edge.
An
An
iPad at the top
icon of
it
a
should have
camera.
Should have a camera, let's say start
And it's,
video.
and it'll say something like start video, yeah.
I, Roger, I have an iPad as well, and if you go to the top bar, you'll see the start
Says
video.
start video?
Yeah, it's on the top, on
Start
the
video?
right hand side.
Start video.
Oh,
All right.
oh,
All right.
Hey,
I
hey,
see your chin.
I've
Good to
been
see you.
found. I feel better.
Yeah,
It really is
All right.
you.
the real Roger.
Does your face hurt? Because it's killing us. Ah!
What's up, Roger?
That picture you were showing earlier of the front of the mustache, the sign next to it, I believe said the intellect.
Right.
Yeah, it was the intellect, then it was Andy's, and then it was the clarity.
Yeah.
And that used to be the entrance to the dream room
Right.
years ago before the mustache took it over.
Yeah.
And they did a huge job of remodeling the inside just from old pictures. You can look at the dream room.
yeah.
But it's what is it, a seafood restaurant today or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, at least it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
last time I was down there.
It's a
Yeah, it was
seafood
a-
restaurant. Not very good either.
Mm.
Yeah, I've eaten there also up on the balcony just for good time's sake. But it's funny, you can walk through there, and if you look over in the corners, you can see the red paint on the wall sometimes. You know, you know,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
The place is full of ghosts, probably. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I remember there were some pictures you couldn't keep straight on the wall, no matter how much you tried.
You're right. I had some old pictures just before I got there when Brian Wallace was down there. Kim, you know Brian Wallace probably.
Oh, very well, sure. Yeah,
It's Bad Boy Boston.
absolutely. A school teacher. A school teacher.
Yeah.
He used to teach in a at a high school, a minority district, and it was a really rough gig. And he said when they were recruiting teachers to teach in this school system, they were looking for ex-fighters, ex-boxers, you know, guys with military records, you know,
Navy
that kind of-
SEALs.
Yeah.
Sounds like he's quite the character.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
He was down there with Jack Stillwell and some other people. Dave Rao, I believe, was down there then. And they came down from the East Coast to open up the mustache. But it was quite a character. And it's funny because you have a picture of them. I have it. I'll get it up one of these days of them in the mustache there. And they were all wearing Union caps, you know, like the Union Soldiers War and
Oh, I see.
Civil War. Pretty interesting.
How to be popular in one easy lesson, right?
Yeah. He was a hot-headed character. Yeah, he was
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
That's when the mustache was tough. Anybody caused any trouble, they just kick the shit out of them, throw them out the door.
That's right.
Yeah.
Then we calmed down a little bit.
Our first year on the first year on the Cape, we had a guy who was trying out for the Patriots to be a linebacker, and he was just a monster guy. I mean,
Wow.
he kept the peace real easy. You know, it was
Yeah,
not a
but he
problem.
In the New York club, we had a guy who was an ex-Marine MP. I think his name was Robbie. I don't know. They imported him to Fordham to play football on their football team. He was from somewhere down in the South, but talk about a tough character.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah. No, we had a few of those at the mustache, but mostly when I was there, they taught us we didn't ever fight in the club. We would just pick up the people if they were causing trouble. We'd get their feet off the ground, as
You
many
keep 'em
waiters as
moving.
it took to
Get
get
them
them,
outside.
keep them out on the street and let the cops deal with them.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know?
Someone would
Yeah,
run out on
so-
the street. That's when there was a cop on every corner. You could look
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So basically, that's all we had to do is
And-
get
and
enough
we could
bodies on
do-
them and pick them up. You know.
And we could do no wrong as workers. They just listened to us. That was great. But I also found the picture of the bill of fare, which I thought was very interesting. Can you see that?
All right, all right. We had
Yeah.
75 cents for red or white wine.
yeah, that's a little table tent bill of fare.
Yeah. Actually, well, we must have gone up on our nuts because they were a quarter when I was started. Let's
Yeah,
yeah.
But at
Wow.
the bottom, the banjo band and nightclub are available for conventions, parties, dances, mixers, clam bakes, bar mitzvahs, wakes, and shotgun weddings.
gun weddings, that's right.
Yeah.
We did it all. The most interesting one I did, I was real good. John Morano and I talked and worked a lot together. And I was down in New Orleans and he called me and said, Roger, I need the help. We got an outside job down there and I can't make it. I said, well, how can I help you, John? I just put a band together and some waiters and stuff and go to it. So, well, where is this? It's in Jackson, Mississippi at the state fair. I go, oh, very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
So I got
not
the band
nice.
together and got some waiters. I had to make contact with the guy running this big tent. Had sawdust on the floor, and stuff, nice check tablecloths. The guy's name was Mr. Love. Who,
Oh, yeah?
he was the most prejudiced person I'd ever met in my life. But he hired a bunch of people for me, and he hired all these beautiful black ladies to run around as waitresses and take care of things. And it was quite an interesting event. But when it was time to get out of there, you got out. I have a bunch of slides of that fair. That's interesting. Fun outside jobs. We did a bunch of country clubs down there also. I'm trying to think of one we did in New Orleans. Did a country club. We did Warren Monroe. We did a country club over there. Is there a place called the Lakeside Country Club in New Orleans?
I can't think of
What was that place out in Metairie, Bill?
no, the Metairie Country Club. That's real nice.
There was another one.
There's another one too.
Can't remember what the name of it.
We used to play at it a lot. Every year we'd take the band out there. And
Well, there was one close to the lake in Metairie. I can't remember the name of it though. Yeah, I know what you're
Chloe's
talking
gone now,
about.
I think.
Yeah.
It's gone now, I think.
Yeah.
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 well, things come and go. So
Okay, well, this is the New Orleans guys will remember this.
Oh
Denise.
yeah. Yeah, Denise the camera girl.
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Look at that back bar.
she worked in the back with Charlie, right?
Right. And look at that
Yeah.
camera.
Charlie and Peggy Vagabond. They were a very interesting couple. I became real close to them and got to know them well. Like this, when I went to Costa Rica, that's who got me to come down there. I stayed with Charlie and Peggy. I was down there for a month or so. But then his wife passed away, and then I helped him move from out of New Orleans. He lived down on St. Peter Street, and he had a cabin up in the Atlanta on the Chattahoochee River, where they had that hot air festival. I can't think of the name of the little town. Anyway, the cabin's really cool, set right on the river, the Chattahoochee River there and everything. I helped him move up there, get all settled in. And before Peggy died, he was building a rock castle and would go down to the river and pick up rock, a huge rock, and would put it in wheelbarrows and help him take it up. And he's making his own mortar and everything. He's building this castle, had it built up above window height, it had windows in it and everything. It was really an interesting piece of architect he was doing. But he didn't quite get it finished when he passed on also.
Oh, wow.
But when he was in Costa Rica, he had gold rights to mines down there. And this is probably back in 60s or 50s he had those. And he has pictures, I have them now, of people taking mining the gold in Costa Rica and bringing it out on mule and everything.
Wow.
Wow.
Like this, before he passed on, he gave me all of his slides that he took of all living in Costa Rica and all the dancers that he took of in New Orleans and worked in the clubs and everything. I have them, but I still haven't gone through all of them. There's so many.
Yeah.
It's very
Yeah,
kind
you need to get those transferred. You need to get those digitized, transferred.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have an old slide that does 4 slides at a time. I want to get something more modern that does it a little faster. I asked Barry Kaiser, Barry, what are you trying to do with all these? Well, you get a box, Roger. You got a save box and a throwaway box. You start going
Yeah.
through. Oh, that's no good. Throw that away. That's good. Keep putting that box. Then when you get the good
Yeah.
box, then you can go start working on them and do something with it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you have to be able to look at them first to know if they're any good or not. So
Yeah.
you still got a projector. You can.
Yeah, I have that, and I have one of those light
Yeah.
boxes. You can lay the slides on top of it with the light
Yeah.
underneath it.
Yeah.
Give you an
Yeah.
idea of what's going on in the picture and the characters and so
Mhm.
forth. But he had some really interesting stuff I pulled up, and even some interesting stuff on Bourbon Street when it snowed one time in New Orleans. It snowed a couple times the years that I lived there, which people thought it was great. People built a little bit of snowman on the hood of their cars, hood over and everything, and getting up on the levee with box just sliding down.
Yeah, Roger, did you have anything to do with starting the Brussels Club?
No, I did not.
No. Okay, no, because I had a Brussels picture and not too many people knew who those people were, so I won't bother putting it
It
up
didn't.
again.
That club
Sure.
didn't last too long.
Yeah. Okay.
The only
All right.
one that didn't last long. I don't think Detroit ever got opened.
Mhm.
That was a strange place.
Joel sent me an email this week that he's going to send some pictures of the Blackpool club that he has.
Yeah.
And so I'll have those in a couple of weeks.
Well,
Okay.
that was a interesting place over there because it was a hotel above the club. Then they had the little pub you could go in that just served beer during the day. Then you could walk in the big venue room where the club, the band played and everything.
Where's that? Blackpool? Blackpool?
Blackpool.
Roger?
Yeah, it's a fun time over there. I was over there a little over a month, maybe 2 months. I can't remember. I had too much Guinness, I think. But it was a fun place. The people they just loved the music, as you probably all know. All the people from England would come in New York Club, Boston, New Orleans. They just got really into it and everything. And with Les Bennett and Harry Black and his brother, they contributed a lot to our club. So it was fun times.
Yeah, I found this other picture of some flappers that were in the New Orleans club.
Well, that's Carol on the far right. Right?
Yeah, Carol, and on the far right, no, it's Karen.
Yes, Karen.
Karen Ali.
That's Randy's wife, right?
Ed.
Randy,
Ed's wife.
Yeah, Randy's brother, Ed. Yeah.
and the girl in the middle. What's her name?
Is that Charmaine? Is that
No, that's
Charmaine?
not Charmaine. There was a girl named Susie Peeping that worked with us for a while. No, it's not Charmaine.
Okay.
No, I don't know the girl on the left either.
Yeah. Well, they were flapping for us, whoever they were.
Yeah, that's when we started using girls into the club more. For years it was just waiters and bartenders.
Yeah. We let the girls who worked in the beer stand window for a while, but then they started wearing the flapper outfits and coming on the floor too. So they were,
Yeah. The beer stand. We started one of the first beer stands on the street when that started working, and it was interesting. One time, I was still working down there, and Fred was still there, and we had this person selling beer, and they'd come in and beer. Next thing you know, the police come in. They wanted to talk to me. I said, "Okay, how can I help?" He said, "Well, you're selling beer to underage people." I said, "What are you talking about?" At that stand you get out there, you sold some beer to an underage person. I said, "How do you know that?" Because we just know. You're gonna have to go to jail. So I said, "You're gonna send me to jail?" I said, "Yeah, you're selling to minors." Well, who in the hell wasn't selling to minors in Bourbon Street? So anyway, they took me up and put me in jail. And I said, I was drinking. Where'd he go to? They couldn't find him. I think it was just some sort of setup. So I said, "Where's my phone call?" So I called down. And I said, "Fred, why don't you go to the safe and get some cash out there and get up and get my ass out of jail right now?" So he came up and got me right now. And I called our attorney, Melton Brenner, was our attorney in New Orleans. I called him and said, "Well, what is this?" He said, "Don't worry, Roger, I'll take care of it." So we had a retainer with attorneys in every city just to handle situations that would need to be handled sometimes. Joe was very good about that.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, I know the ABC was usually when I first started working door. I don't remember who was manager that night, they told me that you had, back then drinking age was 18.
Yeah.
But they told me to anybody that looked like they were under 31, get their ID, you know. And because basically they said, because if they catch underage people in here, 2 people go to jail, the doorman and the manager. You know, so if the manager goes to jail, you're fired. Yeah.
So Bill, you made those people leave their walker there and check their ID first.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what, I shook them down. The thing is that when I was 18, I was 19 when I first started working at the Mustache, but I looked like I was 16. You know, so everybody, I would ask people for their ID and they said, let me see yours.
Yeah, we were all pretty young then. People
Yeah.
want to talk to the manager. Sometimes they'll go over and talk to them and say, no, we want to talk to the manager. We don't want to talk with you. That's why I'm the manager.
Yeah.
Look, I was 17 years old, working door, checking IDs. At 17, I was underage myself. Nobody
Yeah.
ever checked my ID when I got the job.
Yeah.
That's a true story.
Shoot, I
I
was
couldn't
26.
celebrate my 18th birthday because I didn't want you guys to find out that I've been underage.
Yeah.
Well, you look like you wanted to have a good time and you probably got hired, huh?
Hmm.
I was working in the Chicago club one night, and the police came in to raid the place. And of course, we had a pitcher of beer up on the stand, and I'm drinking, but I'm underage. And they checked everybody's ID except the band.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's Chicago for you. How long were you in Chicago?
Oh, just a couple of nights. We were filling in for somebody.
Yeah.
They shipped us from New York to Chicago to fill in for the band there. Think of it, you know, crazy.
Sometimes they would change bands. Joe would get upset with the band or something. Okay, I'm going to get rid of these guys. And he's shipping another band. Like I was out in Denver. Here comes these people in. The other band had to get out. What the hell's going on? And they'd be there for a while. Then they'd go and.
Hey, Chris, did you know Bob Bachman?
Hey.
No, I did not.
I'm just
Uh-oh.
checking.
I'm sorry, I lost it. Let me get back.
There's me
Had
and
a
Tom's
picture.
wife.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my wife.
All those
Your wife to
women
be.
there, Rick.
Good picture, Rick.
There I am.
There you are, happy as a little
There's-
guy.
Yeah. Probably had
It's Rick
a,
and
maybe I
Rick's
bet I
card.
had a beer or two, maybe.
Look
huh?
how little that girl next to you on your left is. She looks.
I don't know. Tell me, Tom. It's Tom's wife.
The girl on the right's my wife. Well, left.
Well, yeah.
Picture right. But one day I found your father's mustache matchbook with Rick's telephone number on it. Okay.
Uh-oh.
All the girls liked Rick.
I like all the girls. Yeah. Wow. 2 years ago, huh?
Yeah, that was a couple of years back. Yeah.
Yeah. Hadn't changed much.
No.
Yeah, right.
I can't even tell. I can't tell who the band was.
Is that Mike Gentry up there?
That's I think that's Maynard on the trombone.
It
No,
could
okay.
be me playing the banjo right there because I had a banjo with that mute on it.
Okay.
See that
Janie,
mute, Janie banjo with the mute.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it could be me.
Yeah.
Could be.
See you later.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
We were young, weren't we?
Yeah. I was 26. That's probably the oldest waiter bartender working there, I guess, unless Bob Osborne was a year older. I don't remember what age Bob was.
No,
Bob
Bob
Osborne
was.
was older than that.
Yeah.
He
Bob
was
older than
38.
that. Oh, okay. Well, he beat me.
Then I found this picture of Ted.
Yeah, and Jerry Sacco.
Oh, wow.
Oh, is that in Denver?
Yeah,
Yep.
and it's Joe Petrocelli on tuba before he switched to banjo.
Who's on the banjo there?
What?
That looks like Buck.
It's Ted Turner on banjo.
Okay.
Before he bought CNN, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she was.
Wow. Who's that with his shirt off?
Jerry Sacco.
It's Jerry Sacco, yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
He was crazy.
He was a good guy. real crazy, yeah. He managed a club in Denver for a while.
Really?
Yeah. He was at one of our managers' meetings in New York. And all the managers came here. We had a big meeting a couple times over the years.
Hmm.
It's one of those meetings. Joe was with us. Okay, we're going to have a manager meeting. I said, okay, Joe, let's start laying it out. So we laid it out what we're going to do, what we're going to talk about, improving service and all that stuff. And I wanted to get manuals written so I don't hear, well, I didn't know that. So we got all that stuff done. And just before we had the meeting, Joe comes to me and says, well, listen, I'm going out of town. I said, what do you mean you're going out of town? Because I'm going on a survivor camp out for a month. Just take care of everything. So he leaves town. I handle the management. Also, he says, okay, and his wife just had a baby. Alan, she had, what was her daughter's name? Remember
Alex?
Alex, is that right?
Yeah, Alex, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the
Yeah.
first.
She was just, she
that
was
was the
just a baby. And Alan was there, and they were over in his big house over there. And he said, go check on them once in a while, make sure they're doing all right. So, okay, Joel. Whatever I need to do. So I go there. Here I am walking down on the 6th Avenue, whatever, with a stroller and Alan, and she's here I am. People goes, what are you doing? I said, I'm just checking on him. I don't know what the hell I'm doing over here. So he goes out of town, and I have to handle this managers meeting. Everybody coming in town and all the brewery people trying to get our account. Pretty interesting. Joe, one of his laughing deals.
Yeah, long time ago, all that, that's for sure.
That wasn't that long ago. What the hell are you talking about?
At least a year, at least a couple of years, maybe.
My mind, my body says it's a long time ago. My mind thinks something else.
Oh, yeah.
Like yesterday or last week, yeah. I know what you mean.
Right. Crazy times.
Yes.
Rick, how are things in Mississippi?
Fine, humid, hot, but it's getting cooler now, starting to, get a little bit better. No hurricanes. The Gulf is empty right now.
Well, that's a
Atlantic.
nice picture.
Oh, yeah.
Do you
Yeah,
know,
like that.
I was the general manager of the chain at that time. I was living in New York, and we put that picture of New Orleans because the guy who wrote the article, I'd met in New Orleans, and he came to New York from C Magazine. So he wanted to look like I was in New Orleans because that's where it came out of. Pretty interesting. And another interesting story is Joe. I did a lot of things with Joe, just hanging out with him, and so I was involved in crazy stuff. And sometimes I go with him. We couldn't get in restaurants because of the way he was dressed. I said, Joe, you can't be dressing. You gotta put maybe socks on once in a while. Not wear the white pants all the time. They're dirty. He was on this strange image. They didn't. I guess he didn't want people that he had money or whatever. But it was funny. So that. And then he was always doing funny stuff like that with me. So I got to know him pretty well. And so one time he calls me in the office, I got something for you. So we'll take it. Here's a letter. I opened up the letter, and in the letter, he made me vice president of the corporation. I said, well, Joel, really? He said, yeah. So what does that include? I said, nothing. But no.
Just more work.
Yeah.
No, he
Yeah.
treated me very well.
That's good.
I love working with Joel.
Oh, wow.
Well, here's one that says,
Is that
very,
New York?
very,
Yeah, that's New York for sure.
New York.
Yeah. Is that buzzing on the front there? What is that? On the fender?
On the fender, the left-handed guy is John Martin.
Oh, okay.
And the guy on the front, I don't recognize.
Yeah.
Ronnie Bisel's up top, and
Okay. Yeah.
Bob Stewart playing tuba, David Glass, and the trombone player is hidden too much. I can't recognize him.
No.
Might be Craig.
Yeah, that's correct. Right. That was in an early time period. Was it the mustache then, or was it still the Red Garter?
It was probably the Garter because John was here. John started the club in 63 or 64, somewhere in there.
Right.
And he was only there a year or two. then Beisel came in. So they were there simultaneously. So it had to be the later part of that.
Yeah.
Probably 65, maybe 66.
Wow.
I arrived in New York late in 64
Right.
and was there till 71. So
You know, Kim, you said that was Bob Stewart, but I don't think Bob was involved that early on. That's got to be, what's his name? The other black tuba player.
Howard Johnson.
Howard. Yeah.
I thought it was Howard, but it's not heavy enough for him. It's skinny like Bob.
I know, but Bob didn't start until much later.
Oh, really?
This is before my time.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. You're just a youngster.
I know.
Young whippersnapper.
That could be Howard. He was around off and on. He didn't play regularly, but he played irregularly.
Yeah.
I mean, he would
He was irregular when he played.
he would probably sub once a week for somebody. Yeah. He was around.
Yeah.
He just recently died, by the way, if you didn't know that.
I know. Yeah.
Who's that?
Howard Johnson.
Howard Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Boy, the fingers of his experience were everywhere. I mean, he was in the Gil Evans Orchestra. He was in the in the Saturday Night Live Orchestra, and he is the testimonials that came forward for his funeral were unbelievable. They just came from everybody in 802 and everybody in the business knew Howard. Had all great things to say about him. He was creative. He did have that tuba band. The Dave Bargeron was in it. Bob Stewart was in it.
Oh, wow.
There's one called Gravity.
They had I think 4, perhaps 5 tubas, and he scored all kinds of things for them.
There was one band called Gravity.
Classical stuff and it was classical stuff and bebop stuff. It was really interesting. Really interesting stuff. Interesting man. Very talented.
I'm glad by
Bebop.
the time I got with the mustache, they got rid of those hats.
Yes. Those were special occasion hats. We don't wear those in the club. only on parades and in ball games.
I can see ball games and parades, yeah.
Who is?
Well, we needed a picture of Billy.
Oh, God, that was a long time back.
And Fred's got the sign.
I don't think that's Fred.
You don't think?
No,
Yeah.
it was like one of the waiters. I know that Rex Carter is the second wearing the greenish colored shirt, and I'm not sure who the other 2 guys are. Although I'm sure I know them, I can't make out their faces.
Before my time.
I don't know. You would have probably been there by then, Tom, because we were already wearing suspenders then.
Yeah.
So this
Yeah,
would have had to been-
Rex left pretty close to when I got there.
Oh, okay. All
He
right.
went off to UNO Masters program.
Yeah. Yeah. The first couple of years I was there, we were still wearing vests and string ties. And then they let us wear suspenders and string ties.
That's not Joe Mullane, is it? No.
No, it's not Joe Mullane.
I think.
No.
I don't have my glasses against them.
Anybody know who came up with the idea of the signs? Boo, hiss, cheer, applaud, clap along, sing along.
Those signs actually came out of the show band experience. They started using them, and then Joel wanted to put them all in the clubs.
It was a good idea. It was,
Start with the show band.
Yeah,
we
show
would get the audience going with those.
Yeah.
We used to bring them to the Ed Sullivan shows that we did.
That's right.
exactly. Yeah.
Oh, really? The boo hiss signs and all that?
We kept the terminology short and short words.
Boo, hiss, clap. Fellas, I'm gonna have to run. Good to see
Okay,
you.
Rick.
Y'all
Good to see you
care.
again.
Take care, Rick.
Take care, Rick.
Have a
I'll
good
be
trip.
around.
All you guys.
Have a good trip.
Have a good trip.
See you again.
Yeah.
Say aloha.
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 Take care, y'all.
Hello.
Right.
I tell you what, Danny and Mike Gentry and myself and trombone man,
Gene LeBeau.
Gene LeBeau, we play on the American Queen, these river boats that go up and down the river from city to city. We do a mustache show and we still use those signs. Mike had some signs made. They're still effective. Even with
Sure.
we're playing to these 80-year-olds, you know, and they 80, 85, they sing all our songs, but using the signs, we hold the signs up, it's still effective.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's great though. Keep it simple.
Hey, Barry, don't knock the 80-year-olds.
Yeah. Well, that's the only audience that really goes for what we do now, and they know all the words. It's great. You know?
Hey, I gotta go get the pizza for everybody, but just stay on as long as you want and I'll cut it off when I get back.
Thank you, Tom.
All
Okay,
right,
Tom.
Tom. Thank you. Take care.
See you
I
later.
gotta go too. I'm cooking a salmon for dinner tonight. So
All
I
right.
got,
I'll speak about that time.
see you next week.
Here,
Good to see y'all.
Good night,
I'll see you,
Jim.
Roger, Barry,
Right.
All right, David.
Chris.
Bye,
All right,
David.
guys.
I
Take care
gotta
now.
go.
Hey, Barry, you
next
watching
week.
the Banjo Museum stuff this weekend?
Yeah, I am. I saw it last night. It was very good.
Yeah, it was good. And they're doing the ceremony and dinner tonight at 7:30 Central Time, 6:30 Denver time.
Right.
And then-
Danny's over there right now.
Yeah.
He texted me about 15 minutes before this meeting started, and they were jamming, and they got some amazing players there.
Oh,
Amazing.
yeah. Do you remember
What's that?
Debbie Schreier and her husband Tom on bass?
Yeah, I saw them
They're
last
there
night.
again, and Lee Floyd and Doug Maddox and Eddie Erickson and all those guys.
Right. That's the Hall of Fame Museum, Banjo Hall of Fame Museum in Oklahoma City. Roger.
Oklahoma?
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Yeah,
they
what was
gave
it,
us,
5 years ago? We were there for the mustache thing, right?
That was great. They redecorated their whole room,
Yeah.
your father's mustache.
Does that room stay there?
Yeah, it's still there.
Yeah, it's still there. Last night they were broadcasting from it, and it looks like they broadcasted from a mustache.
Wow.
Yeah, you can
Wow.
get it, if you go to AmericanBanjoMuseum.com, it's probably got a link to get on the live stream for it tonight and tomorrow.
Right,
Interesting.
right. I was on it last night, and what do you call it when you flash it to your TV screen? Casted it. I casted it to my TV screen, coming through the big, huge speakers in my house. It was wonderful. It was like
Okay.
watching a live concert, but it wasn't really live, you know? So it was pretty good.
yeah.
Take care, y'all. I'm gonna get off.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
Oh,
goodbye.
okay. Well, good
I
night.
gotta run too. See you guys.
See you next
Take care,
time.
y'all.
See
Okay.
you,
All
Mike.
right, look, I'm gonna
Bonsoir.
go too. Roger, good seeing you again. 2 weeks in a row.
Hey,
Man.
I'm doing good, aren't I? I'm
Good
keeping
to see
up,
you,
Man,
Roger.
Roger.
we are so lucky.
Yes, indeed.
We
Good.
are.
It's good to see
see
you all
you, Roger.
again.
All right,
And
take
look,
care.
Look, Roger, I'm not saying that jokingly. Last week when I got off the call, I went outside, sat there, said, well, shit, Roger's the guy that got me started playing the banjo.
There you go.
I mean, it's true, you know? I was
Yeah.
thinking about you when I got off the call. I said, shit,
Thank you. Yeah,
yeah.
it's a fun time. How did you do that streaming where you talk about on your TV?
Well, I went to Facebook and pulled it up, and then it said open up in YouTube. So I opened it in YouTube. So I'm on YouTube watching the concert on my phone.
Right.
And in the upper right-hand side, they have like a little square with circles or half circles in it. That's what they call cast. And I hit cast, and it went right in. And I have a smart TV.
Right.
It went right to the TV. So, and the TV's hooked up to big speakers. So I'm watching banjo concerts through big speakers and a big widescreen flat, TV. It was wonderful.
So you didn't have to use any cords to hook it up or anything?
No,
No, your TV has to have a Bluetooth though, and
right.
and it picks up
A smart-
Bluetooth from your phone, right? A smart TV,
I
yeah,
got
but
it.
And
the
you
smart TV, you could do that.
right?
I gotta run, guys. See you.
Okay.
Okay.
Good night, Snake.
Hey.
See you next time.
Sounds good.
It's called casting. I have to do that.
Yeah, it's
Well,
casting
do you have
in your upper right-hand side on when you're looking at YouTube. It's like, there's a little bitty rectangle with some half circles in the one of the corners, and that's the casting button. And you hit that button, it says what device you want to cast this to, and I hit Bravia Sony TV, and it comes right up on the TV screen, and the sound goes through the sound system of the TV.
How cool is that?
Do you have an iPhone, or do you have iPhone, or do you have one of the Barry, do you have an iPhone, or is it the
iPhone?
iPhone? Okay. Yeah, because I've sent pictures and stuff from my iPhone, but I never did try looking at a video on my TV. So okay, that's cool to know. I'll have to try that out.
Look, when my granddaughters were little kids, they like to dance and all, and we find videos on YouTube of their favorite songs, and I would just cast it on the big screen. It'd come through the big speakers, and they'd entertain the family after dinner by dancing to them. But the videos would be on screen, and the music would be coming through a stereo system. You know,
cool.
It's really good.
You just use your iPhone to start with, right?
Yeah, just the iPhone. That's it.
Amazing.
Okay. Yeah, I never did try that, but I'm gonna have to give it a shot one day. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right, anyway, Billy, thanks for the pictures today. I hope next week you bring some more.
Yeah, well, Tom had a lot of stuff, and I popped up a few things that I had. You know, I'm going to scan that whole. Roger, I had shown some pictures from this. Father's Mustache Knows. You know, there's some nice articles in here. Yeah, you probably have all of them, but I'm going to scan it because I showed some articles from Brussels. They had a write up on the Brussels, Belgium, and all that. So I'm gonna scan the whole thing and put it up to where anybody can download it if they want to.
See, I was telling Billy last week, when he puts those old photos up, it spurs dialogue between us. You know, it does. You know, I'd rather sit there and talk about Brussels, your father's mustache, even though I never been there, instead of COVID. I mean, I'm tired of talking about COVID and all that other shit. You know, with you guys, I want to talk about mustache stuff, and it spurs the conversation.
Yeah. When you put those photos up, are you just taking out of your photo file on your computer?
Yeah, I have to save them to my computer first so I can call them up, and then on the how I get them on the Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little thing on the very bottom of this thing. It says share your screen.
But you have to be a host, don't you?
Yeah, well, Tom made me a host since I started sometimes. And what I do is I put it up on my computer, then I share my screen. So basically you're seeing whatever I have on my, like if I just hit share screen without putting up a picture, you know, you would just see, you know, just my plain
icons.
Yeah. You know, but yeah, I had different little things I put up there.
His desktop you would see.
Right. Yeah. So I'm not going to share it because I don't have anything up there to look at. Yeah, but basically whatever I put on my screen, I can share it with y'all. It could even be a video, but I find the videos look a little choppy, so I haven't been doing those. You know?
So you just pull up out of your file on your computer and share it?
Right. Yeah.
That's good. I got a bunch of pictures on my files that I took and scanned years ago.
From your father's mustache?
Yeah.
Well, you could ask Tom if all Tom has to do is designate you as somebody that can share the videos, and you could do that too. You know, instead of having to send them to Tom, you can just pop them up when you while you're talking.
Yeah. That's like you were doing today.
Right.
But you have to be part of the.
Yeah, Tom made me a host because sometimes he ain't there, and I can start the meeting and all that. You know,
in Zoom you have your main host and your co-host, and you have special abilities that the rest of us don't have, and one of them is sharing your screen.
Yeah, like I could cut people's sound off or turn it off. You know, it's just if you had to. Because sometimes some of these big Zoom meetings, you got people that are just disruptive or whatever. You can do different things. You know, they've been having people getting on Zoom and putting up porn movies and stuff. You know, like while people are Zooming and stuff. You know, yeah. So But yeah, it's not that big a deal. I'm sure Tom can do it. All he's got to do is just, in fact, he can make it so that everybody could share their screen. If he
Or,
wants to.
or if you're having trouble with Zoom, Roger, you could take those files and send them to Tom or Billy,
Right.
and they could put them up since they're more adept at doing that. You just send your
Mhm.
files to them, either email or whatever.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
to know.
Yeah. No, it's kind of nice. Like Barry said, it makes it more interesting because there's a lot of pictures that I've been saving of the mustache, and I don't really know the people like from Brussels and such, but I put it up there, and like Snake and who else was had
Mike
done some work
Johnson.
in Brussels.
Mike
Mike Johnson had done some. Recognized some of the people,
Yeah.
from this
Well, I think
picture.
it's good to share.
Yeah,
I
me
mean,
too.
I like,
And
I
they
like.
record it, so it becomes part of the history because we save the video. So that way,
Exactly, yeah.
yeah,
Well, I had well, I used to have we used to do a TV show, the midday show at the Mustache during Mardi Gras. And they come and do the whole midday show. And they gave me all the films for several years.
Oh,
Of course,
really?
They all got destroyed in the fire, though, unfortunately.
Oh,
I did that show, Roger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was fun.
we walked down the block to the WDSU studios right there on Royal
Mhm.
Street.
yeah. Yeah, I used to love it when WDSU was down there. They had a beautiful studio with that little courtyard and all.
Yes.
But they moved. They're not in the quarter anymore.
No, Al Shea, I believe was the gentleman's name I worked with.
Al
Yeah.
Shea, he was the theater guy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he'd come in. He was just a nice guy. He'd always send me a nice note afterwards, thanking us for, letting him to come into the club and do all this stuff. And I thought, well, gee, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Free publicity for us. It's, no
Oh,
problem
yeah.
at all.
We got a lot of good publicity. No
Mhm.
doubt about that.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm gonna let y'all go. I'll see y'all next week.
All
Okay.
right,
Bonsoir.
seeing you.
I think I'll be
See you
here
next
next week,
time.
God willing. I'll be here. Hope to see
You
you
will
again,
be.
Roger.
All right, nice
Okay.
seeing you, Barry. Take care, buddy.
Okay, bye now.
Good night, guys. See y'all
All right.
next time.
Check it out. See you,
Bye
brother.
bye.
We're down to you and I again.
Yes, we are. Looks like the last call for alcohol.
Let's go.
Okay.
Another half back.
Bonsoir. That's right. Yeah, no, this is off the subject, but I remember one time how we used to go into the bathrooms and make sure that everybody was out. I had
Yes.
gone in there once and I saw these guys' shoes sticking out from under the stall. And I've knocked on the door and said, "Hey, look, bub, you got to go. We're giving last call." I go back in like after everybody's out. His same feet are sticking out under the stall. And I think Rick might have been with me. We tried to get the door open because it was locked. We had to reach in. The guy had passed out on the toilet and threw up in his pants.
Oh, Jesus.
So we had to pull his pants up on him, zip him up and walk him out the front door. I said, "Man, I hate to be that guy when he wakes up tomorrow,
Oh, my God.
What the hell is this in my pants? God damn it." Okay. Anyway, on that note,
That's,
well,
you
see
don't
you next
find
time.
things everywhere.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Good night, Roger.
Right. All right. Don't remember what now. Everybody's on. Good night. That's all. You flying into San Jose. Where are you staying? Where are you staying?